his bases. So he's economically ahead currently. And in a fairly strong position.
Still has they're the same.
Still has some Stargates and pylons outside of his base, but since the attacks kind of abated, that's not really a problem. And once he goes out and kills those, that'll help him some more, as Elvish Pie is going to have to rebuild pylons at home to get the supply back, and he's going to have lost the cost of a Stargate, which is not to be discounted. They are not cheap buildings.
Alright, so we have Zealot Charge being researched right now for Elvish Pie. Because the thing with Null's build, I as a Terran player, I generally don't get that many tanks this early in the game. But that's just me. I'm a terrible player. I just go bio, 2 base push, done.
Oh yeah. I'm quite familiar with that playstyle.
Yeah, I don't know, and then I get tanks if I'm really worried. Alright, so we have Null here putting a lot more barracks down, a starport, getting a reactor in one of his barracks. As for Elvish Pie, we really haven't looked at his base because he's been doing all the aggression. Again, he's getting charged, that's almost done, and getting his 4th gateway as well. Saturating, I think, both his bases right now. Except for the gas, of course. Oh, wait, there's only 1 gas? Oh, hey, that's pretty interesting.
A Dark Shrine going down. Let's see, where did he put that? Right there. A Dark Shrine going down for Elvish Pie. So he's going to follow up his 3-gate Void Ray aggression with some DTs. But
you think this is a good idea, considering the Terran player has a Raven out?
Yeah, that's probably not going to be the most effective.
Yeah, so Dark Shrine into DTs, that is a lot of money being put into it, considering a Raven has already been built, and he's going to be able to see this Raven if he looks at that pylon being destroyed. So does he cancel it? No, he's going to go with DTs. Yeah.
I don't think this is going to
go too well.
Elvish Pie take a 3rd at some point during that whole bit where Nugmol was stuck in his base. Because he was really just sitting in there with Marines and his tanks for quite a while, not able to hugely move out, so...
Wow, so what do you think? Nice. Gamnol is obviously bringing out his SCVs to repair the repair the tanks, or the Raven, or what is he going to be able to do?
Or the random Banshee in this force.
Hey, random.
He's got one of everything except for a medevac that can come out of a starport. And a big fight going... Well... A big fight really was going to go down, but they both retreated.
Well, I'd say the Protoss player had to retreat. His Zealots got pwned before the battle occurred.
With tanks already sieged up on the high ground, that was probably not going to go too well. And Storm being researched.
Ooh, Storm. Storm is being researched. Something that you might not see in patch 1.3 because of the nerf.
Yeah, no Aryan Amulet. And one Zealot deciding to be a hero and charging in. I guess he managed to get a Marine kill, although I'm pretty sure one of these tanks actually killed the Marine.
Yeah, the tanks did.
And there's a tank trying to drive into another tank, but he decides that that's not going to work out. And just sieges up. So...
this is a pretty tight contain considering the rocks are in the way, and that choke is going to be pretty dangerous. However, Elvish Pie, they do decide to... Oh no, he destroys the rocks. Very good idea, because there is a sentry for Elvish Pie. That one sentry is not going to be able to force field this whole ramp.
No, definitely not. And the Terran player currently ahead in food by about 15 food.
Heyo, guess what finished?
Storm?
Storm. But you have to wait for a while to get that Storm down. So if he pushes that up just when Storm finishes in terms of what do you call that, energy, it's not gonna be very good for Gamnol. Those are a lot of Zealots, and they're gonna hero in, they're gonna Rambo in. Not a very good idea.
Yeah, that was pretty ineffective.
Yeah, that is not
Marines,
going to
yes.
be good
And
for
there
Elvish.
comes the GG from Elvish Pie.
Yes, sir. I think he should have waited until that High Templar could be of use.
Yeah, those Marines just tore up. Like, charge lots are pretty effective against tanks, but Marines will just tear them apart.
Well, if you can't get to the tanks, right?
Yeah, right. If you can't get to the tanks, you can't do anything about it. But High Templar, you know, pretty good against Marines. They kind of
Yes.
completely destroy them if you have a storm. Or even like not even getting High Templar, or not even getting Storm, just like an Archon to tank some of the damage would have been useful. Or if that Raven was storing up a lot of energy, he could have taken the High Templar in and fed back the Raven,
Hey, Krigus.
killing it. Yes?
Krigus.
What?
Who's McLovin, and who do you think we... Which one of us is McLovin?
What?
I don't know. Someone in the chat was like,
McLovin.
yo, does anyone think that... Oh, apparently I sound like McLovin.
McLovin.
McLovin? Who the fuck is that?
I have no idea. He was, a few months ago, IC Cup TV did this event that was, I believe it was like 42 hours for the kids or something, where Railcoon stayed up for basically 2 days straight, just playing and casting games.
Yep.
And the only way I know of McLovin is he was involved in that, and he ended up setting up a lot of games as Railcoon started to kind of, well, he looked like the undead by the end of that. Just 2 straight days of StarCraft.
Okay, well, I don't know who he is, so I'm just going to ignore that comment. I'm probably going to search him on YouTube or something. I don't know. Alright, so we're going to wait. It is currently 1-1 between RPI and Stanford University. This is a playoff game. Set 1 has been played, and RPI VP Street won that. As for set 2, I believe Gamnol won that for Stanford University. So we'll be going to through set number 3. It's going to be a 2v2. And I will introduce the players as soon as the game starts and as soon as everyone is ready. You guys want to chat with the chatters?
Chat with the chatters.
Chat with the chatters. Yo, what the heck? Why do I sound like this guy?
I don't know. I've actually never heard McLovin speak, so I cannot provide my opinion. Perhaps it's that your voice is nice and perhaps it's that your voice is nice and clear and not full of static like most casters. And you know, maybe McLovin's got a nice microphone. I don't know.
All right. So,
hey, Fatty's got the same picture that you do.
Oh,
They're both
sweet.
the
Hey,
specters.
I love that photo. Or, sorry, whatever that is. All right.
I
Shout out
see.
to our sponsors from TT Esports, who is giving $2,000 in gear for the CSL and $1,000 in cash from Justin.tv, which is, of course, the official CSL. What do you call this? A CSL stream is provided by Justin TV. Unfortunately, there are, of course, ads here. But, of course, $1,000 cash from Justin TV for the grand finals and $2,000. Yeah, I don't know the specific information on who this gear is given to, aside from the grand finalists. Do you know any information on that?
Sorry, I was checking something. What? Not
Any
much
information on basically our sponsors? Alright, so we obviously know there's $2,000 given from $2,000 worth of equipment from TT Esports and $1,000 from Justin TV, and that's all I say from now. Well,
And that is the extent of my knowledge as well.
I don't know. Alright, so everyone is ready. Rubix, Tezar, Jamdaman, and Fatty, is that everyone?
I believe so.
Good.
I like how
really
Tezer and
need to search
Jimdaman
this
are
up.
using the same portrait, showing solidarity as overlords. Such a nice and slow unit, you know. You have to show support for your fellow overlord as you just go across the screen and.
What?
You know, Overlord's like, you know, the noise they make.
It's a horse. Hey, your host, eh?
All right, so everybody's ready?
Yep.
All right.
Ten seconds left. All right, we're down on the loading screen. This is a very interesting screen. As you can see, both sides have a race that they're going to be playing. And you can also see the map in the middle. I'm not sure if you guys ever look at the loading screen. There's a map. And it is on Warzone.
Yep, and it's a PZ versus PZ. Very, very common. Or, sorry, PZ for our American viewers versus TZ. Very common pairing, as you can get quite a lot of lings early on and do a good deal of economic damage, as well as back them up, depending on how cheesy you want to be, with some sort of proxy gate zealots, or, you know, if you want to delay a little bit and play like a for a 2v2, a very economic game, you can go for a 4 warp gate rush.
4 gate Overlord, so good. All right, on the bottom right side, we have this Tezar, who's going to be representing RPI with his friend over here, Jamdaman, as the teal Zerg. I always have trouble with that color. On the top left side, we have Rubix as the blue Protoss, and Fatty, as the red Zerg representing Stanford University. A bit of information on these 2 players, or 4 players, that Tezar and Jamdaman, together they have a 2-3 record on their 2v2.
2-2 and 2v2s?
Yep. And
nice.
For Rubix and Fatty, have a 3-1 CSL record on 2v2 as well.
And Tezer also doing the doubling, well, he was doing the doubling up trick with his probes. So that's definitely becoming a more popular approach, especially if you're doing some sort of cheese, which I imagine is about to happen as this is 2v2. And, yep, we are seeing a very, very early gas and pool from Fatty, going for early speedlings. He's actually...
pool? A pool.
This is an interesting little... He's currently has 2 drones on gas. Now, usually that would be a mistake. However, depending on his timing here, it actually is not necessarily. There are several very, 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 very fast speedling builds, actually the fastest speedling builds you can do, where you end up getting a pretty early gas and you put drones on it. And that timing ends up being just perfect with 2 drones to get speed. It doesn't look like he was doing one of those, as he is going to delay a second for speed. Yep. And
you were right about the 2 drones on it.
Yeah, I think that might have actually been a mistake, or he put down his simulator a little bit too late. Or sorry, his extractor. It's
fine. I think it did what it did.
Yeah.
I think so. Yep. Alright, so we have Speedling being researched. Sorry, Speedlings are not being researched. That it's actually called Metabolic Boost. Speedlings being researched for... Fuck, I keep saying that. Alright. Speedlings on the way for Fatty. And they're pretty fast Speedlings.
Yep.
For a 10 pool, or for an 8 pool.
Interestingly, Jim Demin is not pulling his drones off of gas. And there we go. A Baneling nest. So that is probably why he wants to be able to get a decent number of Banelings out. So he's staying mining gas with 3 drones to try to kill off some of these speedlings.
Yeah, I see nothing different in terms of 1v1 player from Tezar and, oh hey, 4 gates going down for Rubix.
Yep, and currently Tezar only on 1 gate. There we go, he's throwing down a few more. A little bit delayed.
Yeah,
and he's
definitely
not
the Protoss player.
Yeah, Tezar is a bit behind Rubix, or actually, it's a significant difference. Yeah, it's not like a 1 second difference. He is significantly slower on his 4 gate, but it's not a game-changing difference.
Oh, and Fatty rushes in, tries to sneak in.
Right before those Banelings finish.
Are gonna be sneaking into the Tezar's base and killing some probes here. How many probes are gonna go down? How many probes? 0 probes go down. Oh, running into Banelings. That was a miss micro.
And Rubik's coming in with some zealots from behind. All those players